Good evening. I'm Reverend Natalie Jean, and we're here back with you, Emma Curtis Hopkins Movement, my favorite topic. Today, I wanted to discuss the aspects of spirituality because for the past week, I've come into contact with people that say that they're extremely spiritual, but yet are showing me a different side. And maybe there's something that I need to see in these individuals. What does spirituality really mean to you? What does it mean being spiritual? For me, what I understand it through Emma Curtis Hopkins' teachings is that we are here to help one another. In reality, we are all brothers and sisters. We come from the same God, all of us, many different religions, but the same God. Now, how is it that people can stand forth and say that they don't want to help an individual or they don't want to hear about certain things? I know that I decided to become a reverend because I truly wanted to help every individual on this earth. And this is what I choose to do. I love helping people. There is something within me that is just, I don't know, it's an explosion of joy when I see somebody else achieve their goal and being able to see their beauty and love themselves. It is a fascinating, wonderful experience. Wonderful experience. Now, I help people in any way that I can, be it with money or whether it's helping them to become more successful or being in tune with who they are. Any aspects of life, if somebody contacts me, I help them the best way that I can. And for me, being spiritual means that you have to have love in your heart. You have to have an understanding of others. Now, I don't judge anybody else's religion. In fact, I try to understand their religion so I can better serve them when they come to me and they want to understand what it is that I do, or they want to understand who Emma Curtis Hopkins was, or they want to understand what Christian Science is, or the Kabbalah, Hinduism, Buddhism. I try to serve them the best way that I can. I have a wonderful friend that has come up with this idea of a project. It's the Light Project, and it's on Kickstarter. And basically, he wanted to put together a book based on the different rituals and aspects of healing out there in the universe, which I think is a fabulous concept. And he uses some kind of light painting, which is fabulous. You can go on Kickstarter and see it. And, I sent this out to some people. Some people were very harsh. They're like, well, I don't want to receive these emails, and that's fine. But if you are in the world of healing and helping other people, I would think that you'd want to pass this along. You'd want to understand certain aspects of spirituality. This really affected me, this email, because I'm trying so hard to bring about the teachings and the different aspects of Emma Curtis Hopkins. And sometimes people are just like, they want things for free and they have no clue of the pain, staking, things that it has taken to get all of these teachings out to other people. It just has. But you know what? I can sit here and say that I chose to be a light messenger to bring about the teachings of Emma Curtis Hopkins. So I take everything that I have to do for it. I don't ask anybody for anything. People have free will to do many things. I was watching the movie this past weekend called The Green Lantern, and I was so surprised by the message. I mean, this is actually a very spiritual movie, and I was shocked by it. They have the use of the green color. The whole premise is about free will. The whole place where the Green Lantern people come from, their energy is what creates this universe of harmony. Their energy of love. Together, they harness this green light. And yes, it's a movie, but it has a great message. They harness this green light. And where does this green light come from? It really comes from within them. They all work together to heal their universe, to not allow other people from different universes to come and attack them. And guess what? The universes can never attack them, these other universes, because they're so at one with one another. I thought this was beautiful. And then there comes a point in the movie where this one guy from the Guardians decides that he wants to confront the aspects of fear, and he goes in there, but suddenly he gets afraid and he's engulfed in the aspects of fear and wants to destroy everything. So then the Green Lantern people are saying, I don't know how to destroy this, yada yada. And then they start to decide, well, maybe we have to fight fear with fear. And yet the main character says, you cannot do that. This is not who you are. You need to fight with your free will. And what they show you in this movie is that, if you use your consciousness, you can project out anything that is within you, but you have to let go of your fear. Beautiful movie. It was awesome. I was actually astonished. I said, oh my gosh, I've got to tell people about this movie. But the reason that I talk about it more so is that the premise of the movie was about working together. These people came together, used all of their energy so that they could have a beautiful universe, so that they could have a beautiful place. There was no hatred. Nobody's going to tell you, why are you sending this to me? People that are supposed to be in healing spiritual modalities were working together. Working together. That is what spirituality means to me. Coming together as one. And I appreciate everybody that has supported myself, Michael Terranova, Reverend Joanna Rogers, Ruth Miller, Dr. Reverend Bazemore, all of those souls that have come together, that take their time so that you, the individuals, can learn to speak your truth, move mountains, heal the sick, raise the dead. It is such an empowering tool. And I bless Emma Curtis Hopkins, who was resilient, who herself, she said she was a messenger of the light, who stood in the face of tremendous error. And I keep telling people I'm coming out with a book. Mine is not based on what she did here and there, but the actual woman and the things that she went through. There were many people that were against her, that didn't like what she was doing, but she rallied. And at the end of her life, now Emma could have lived a longer life, but she was at the end of her rope. She gave a lot of her energy to these individuals so that they could go on, like Ernest Holmes, Charles Fillmore, Myrtle Fillmore, all these, Melinda Kramer, all these wonderful people. She gave of herself so that the rest of the world could understand how to speak their truth, to know that there is good for them and they ought to have it. These are beautiful, engaging light workers, but let me tell you, there were many people that were against her. And she was a strong soul. People are going to be shocked at how she answered some things. There was a humanistic aspect of her as well. Now, her spiritual side showed through all the time. And there were people that were severely mean to her. And these were people that were supposed to be in spirituality as well. They didn't like the accolades that she was getting. They didn't like the fact that she could study many different religions. They didn't like the fact that she spoke several different languages. But this is who she was. She stood firm to the truth of who she was, and she pushed through in every aspect of her life. She had an unwavering faith not only in God, but in herself. She had faith in the people around her. And the one thing that she used to do was tell people that took her classes, now go forth. Spread the word, not knock on everybody's door, but be willing and able to heal and be there for others when it is the time of need. I love collaborating with other people on projects that they have out there that works towards healing, helping the universe, because this is what it's all about. We've been so conditioned humanly, because when you're conditioned humanly, you only think about yourself, really, and what you need to do in this world. But when I walk about every single day in this daily life, I can see a homeless person, and the person may, oh, do you have change? I said, no, let me buy you lunch. And they're so accepting. They're so blessed. Every single day I try to do something a little, to please somebody, to give somebody a certain aspects of joy in their life. This is what spirituality means to me. And it may not be the same thing for you, but you need to dig deep to see what you are contributing to your brothers and sisters in this lifetime. When you decide to engage yourself to understanding your connection in this lifetime, you are helping another individual. Because there's somebody out there saying, wait a minute, I can do this. I can understand who I am. I can speak my truth. I can stand firm to who I am. And don't think just because you're spiritual, you can't stand up for yourself. I mean, you don't have to be nasty. But you need to learn to stand firm to who you are. God never created any mistakes. You are the perfection that God made. Continue the light. Amen.